Lando Norris may be one of the hottest prospects we've ever seen in Formula One. From entering the sport at just 19 years old to winning his first race at Miami just a few weeks ago, he's objectively one of the sport's biggest names right now. However, today we'll focus on a side of him which may surprise you given how successful and popular he is at such a young age. And that topic is his mental struggles.
I hate losing a lot. And it's not just like I'm a bit sad. It can affect me through weeks if I have a bad run of results or I'm struggling in qualifying or races.
Obviously, F1 is a very mentally demanding sport. When you're competing at the top level and you don't necessarily finish in a position that you'd like, or you make an error or mistake, of course that can affect you.
And then also just when I'm at home, a lot goes through my head all the time. I overthink things. So those are the things I probably suffer with the most. It's not always something I would say I'd talk about, because I don't think it's easy for anyone to talk about, or no one naturally wants to talk about it.
This is definitely a side of Lando we're not really accustomed to seeing. It's a side of him where he's a lot more vulnerable. He doesn't speak about it that much.
One of the biggest things is like social media. I mean, you're in front of TV, in front of cameras, you're doing interviews all the time. You say one thing wrong, or like in a way that you think is all right, but then someone else interprets it differently or just thinks of it in a different way.
And when you reach the level of fame and popularity that Lando is at, being one of the most famous F1 drivers in the world, it's a hard position to be in because people will love to twist what you say and everything you do will be micro-analysed.
The self-doubt that the external comments create don't
I think
proliferate.
They always try to paint a picture of what they see.
Yeah.
So when you think of the picture they try and paint, then you think of that, like, is that really how I come across? Is that really what I say?
Of course it can be tough because when you're in the public eye, so many people know who you are, so many people have different opinions about you and what you do. When so many people have a certain view of you, you kind of believe what they're saying, even if that doesn't really represent the truth.
Like pressure points that can build up that have nothing to do with racing. Like, for example, the pressure that comes from so many people looking in, inside the team, out and outside the team. Everyone's got a platform to have an opinion now as well.
Yeah.
Like, I know that I would feel like I feel that for you when I'm with you over race week. I know. Yeah.
The people from the outside looking in, they will always give their own view or verdict of you. But I think as long as you know what's real, that's all that really matters. So from Lando's point of view, obviously a lot of people recognize this guy, but they may not know him as well as he truly knows himself. But it's about having the mental strength to kind of disregard or shield yourself from other people's views and just focus on yourself and not really care what anyone else is saying, which again, it's not the easiest thing.
And I see comments, like I still read it all. I'm just much better at dealing with it now than what I was maybe a few years ago. Like a few years ago, 2019, 2020, there was so much going on. My first year in Formula One.
I mean, at the start of your career, when you're only just coming into the sport, I imagine it's a lot harder to deal with everything that's being said about you because you're still a rookie, you're still making your debut, whereas when you're more experienced, you've had multiple years in the sport, you're more able to handle the kind of criticism that may come your way.